In this video lecture, we'll see the manual design calculations for the design of stairs. So now you will ask, what the use of the modeling of the staircase in the computer software ETABS? So here you can see, in the computer software ETABS, we need to consider all the loads which are coming on the structure. So hence, the consideration of the loads for the staircase and the loads which are coming over the staircase is we need to consider. So for that, here we model the staircase. You can also design the staircase as we designed the floor slabs in our previous video. But here I will explain you the complete manual procedure to design the staircase with respect to the gravity loads such as dead load, superimposed dead load and live load. So let's get started to the design procedure. So here it is the design report for the design of staircase. So here we are going to design by the manual calculation. So we require the structural properties such as the floor to floor height is 3.25 meter, height of one flight, that means here you can see, go to ETABS and click on the elevation, click on the first elevation, click on apply, okay. So here it is the elevation of the one flight. So here you can see the height of one flight, that is the flight which is coming from the floor slab to the landing. So here you can see the total height is total floor height divided by 2, that is here you can see in the report 3.25 divided by 2, which is equal to 1.625 meter. Whereas the depth of riser and the length of tread, as we calculated in our earlier videos of the architectural planning, as 162.5 mm and 291.11 mm, which is in inches, are 6.4 inches and 11.4 inches respectively. Whereas we use the material for the staircase as concrete of M25 grade and steel as Fe415 grade. Whereas as per the architectural planning, we got the number of risers and the number of treads are 10 and 9 respectively. Whereas while modeling the staircase in the computer software ETABS, we provide the depth of west slab as 250 mm. So if we deduct the clear cover and the half of reinforcement diameter, then we got the effective depth of staircase as 224 mm. Whereas the width of one flight, that means here you can see in our plan. So here you can see in the plan, the width of one flight is 1.2 meter. Hence, it is 1200 mm. Effective span is 4.74 meter. So this is a very important thing you need to consider in the calculation of the design of stairs. So this is as per IS 456-2000. So here you can see we require the IS 456-2000. So here it is IS 456-2000. So here you can see on the page number 63, we have the codal provisions for the stairs. So here the clause 33.1 states the effective span of the stairs. So here we have the typical diagram and the respective effective span in the table. So here we require the X and Y distances. That is nothing but means X is the half of landing and the Y is the half of landing. So here you can see in our floor plan, here it is. So here it is the total going, which is of 2.74 meter. So here the respective floor slab corresponding to the stairs is 2.74 meter in the length, and the landing of our stairs is also 2 meter, which is the half more than 1 in the both cases. So here we require this condition. So here we need to consider these condition. So here you can see as per IS 456, with respect to the different X and Y conditions, here we require the condition as X is more than 1 and Y is also more than 1. Hence the effective span of our staircase is G plus 1 plus 1, that is going plus 1 plus 1. So here our going is 2.74. Here you can see 2.74 meter. Hence our effective span is 2.74 plus 1 plus 1. Hence 4.74 meter. So in the way you need to consider the effective span for your staircase. So here the effective span is 4.74 meter. So now first thing is we need to consider the loading of the staircase itself and the loading which is coming over the staircase itself. So for the calculation of the dead load for the staircase, we require the dimensions of the steps and the depth of west slab. So here our west slab depth is 250 mm, whereas the steps dimensions are 162.5 mm and 291.11 mm respectively. So here you can see in the calculation we require the value of B, which is the hypotenuse if we consider this step as the right angle triangle. Okay, so here the B is nothing but under root R square plus T square. So by inputting the respective value of R and T, we got the value of B as 333.39 mm. That means 0.33339 meter. Hence, by inputting the value in the formula of dead load for the staircase, we got it the value for the dead load as 7.157 kilonewton per meter. Whereas we consider the unit weight for the RCC as 25 kilonewton per meter cube. So now let's calculate the loads which are over the staircase. That means the loads which are over the structural member. So here you can see the superimposed dead load, that is nothing but means the floor finishing that we need to calculate. So here the superimposed dead load, that is SIDL, we have the formula R into T divided by 2 into unit weight of floor finish divided by tread. So here you can see I have considered here the unit weight of floor finish as 23.5 kilonewton per meter cube. So by inputting the respective value of riser and tread, we got the superimposed dead load in kilonewton per meter width of the staircase. So here it is the superimposed dead load for our staircase with respect to the condition as 1.909 kilonewton per meter width of staircase. So now we need to consider the live load which is on our staircase. So as per IS 875 part 2 1987, the live load for the residential building is 3 kilonewton per meter. So by considering these three loads, we need to make a design load, that is combination of these three loads with the partial factor of safety as 1.5. Hence we got the design load as 1.5 into dead load plus live load plus superimposed dead load. Hence the design load is 18.096 kilonewton per meter width of stairs. So now we got the design load. So now we need to find the bending moment. So for the calculation of the bending moment, so in the case of span having the uniform UDL, we have the formula to calculate the maximum bending moment as W into L square upon 8. As it like this case means the uniform loading over the span. So here it is, the maximum bending moment is W into L square upon 8. Hence we got the maximum bending moment by inputting the values. We got the 50.8217 kilonewton meter. So after getting the moment, we need to check our section is under reinforced or over reinforced or balanced section. So as per the note provided under the clause 38.1, that means with respect to the XU max by D values with respect to the grade of steel, we need to calculate the maximum limiting moment. So for FE415, the MU limiting formula is 0.138 FCK BD square. Okay, so by considering these formula, by inputting the values of FCK B and D, we got the value of MU limiting as 215.625 kilonewton meter. So this value is more than the maximum bending moment which is coming on the staircase. That means limiting value is more than the bending moment which is actual on the staircase. Hence the section is under reinforced. So here our section is under reinforced. So now we can use the formula as per the Annex G for the calculation of the area of steel for the rectangular section, that is from G.1.1, that is this formula. So with respect to this formula, by inputting the value of MU, FY, D, FCK and BD, we got the value of area of steel required as 58.7 mm square. Whereas we need to check minimum area of steel with respect to the grade of steel as per IS 456-2000, which is as per clause 26.5.2.1, which is 0.12% for the HYST steel bars. So 0.12% of 1000 into 250 is 300 mm square. If we compare these both values, then we need to provide the maximum value, which is 58.7, that is design area of steel required. So with respect to that, we need to also find the design spacing, and also we need to check the design spacing with respect to the spacing as per the IS 456-2000 codal provisions. So here you can see the design spacing. For the calculation of the design spacing, we have the formula area of one bar into the unit width, that is 1000 mm, upon the area of steel required, whereas here the area of steel required is 58.7 mm square. So here we got the design spacing as 192.11 mm. Whereas we also need to check this spacing with respect to the codal provisions of Indian standard. So Indian standard codal provision states that for the main steel, as per clause 26.3.3.b of IS 456-2000, that is, here you can see clause 26.3.3b. Here you can see for the main steel, that is the horizontal distance between the parallel main reinforcements shall not be more than 3 times effective depth. That means 3D or 300 mm, whichever is smaller. So we have the design spacing, and with respect to these two codal provisions, we need to choose the smaller spacing as the spacing provided. So here you can see with respect to the 3D, that is D is nothing but effective depth. So here effective depth is, we consider the 20 mm as the clear cover, hence 250 minus 20, whereas we'll use the main steel as the 12 mm, hence 12 divided by 2, hence we got the effective depth as 224 mm. Hence 3D is 3 into 224, we got the value as 672 mm, whereas the other codal provision states the spacing as 300 mm. So with respect to these three values, we need to choose the lesser value. Hence here the lesser value is 192.11 mm. So by rounding up on the lower side, we got the value as 175 mm. So now we need to provide the 175 mm spacing as the main steel in case of our staircase. So here now we need to calculate the area of steel provided for the checks. So with respect to the spacing provided, that is 175 mm, we need to calculate area of steel provided, that is area of 1 bar into 1000 upon spacing provided. So here we got the area of steel provided as 646.27 mm square. So now we need to calculate the percentage of steel provided. So the percentage of steel is 646.27 upon the B into D. So the percentage PT here we got as 0.2885 percentage. So now we need to provide the distribution steel, which is along the longer direction. Keep remember that we provide the distribution steel as the minimum area of steel as per the codal provisions of Indian standard. So as per codal provisions of Indian standard, for the slabs such as the staircase west slab is also a slab. So here you can see 0.12 percentage is for the high strength deformed bars, that is HOSD bars. So here we need to consider 0.12 percentage of the total section area, that is we calculated in our previous step as, here you can see area of steel minimum as 300 mm square. Hence by considering these value, area of steel minimum is equal to 300 mm square. So with respect to that, we need to calculate the design spacing. So here you can see the design spacing is area of 1 bar into 1000 upon area of steel minimum. Hence here we got the design spacing as 376.99 mm, whereas codal provision states that the spacing as per 26.3.3.b.2, here you can see the horizontal distance between the reinforcement bar provided against shrinkage and temperature shall not be more than 5 times effective depth, that is 5D or 450 mm, whichever is lesser. So here you can see 5D is the 1120 mm and the 450 mm. So by considering these three values, we need to consider the smallest value. So here it is, the smallest value is 376.99 mm. So by rounding up on the lower side, we got the value as 350 mm. So now we need to provide the distribution steel as 12 mm tall at 350 mm center to center. So now we need to check our staircase for the different checks such as check for shear, check for deflection and check for development length. So now first of all we'll see the check for shear, which is as per clause 40 of IS 456-2000. So for the check for shear, we require the shear force, that is for the uniform loading. In such case, the VU, that is shear force, is equal to W into L by 2. So here W, that is design UDL, is 18.096 kilonewton per meter into the effective span, that is 4.74 as per IS 456-2000 for the stairs, divided by 2. Hence we got the maximum shear force is 42.88 into 10⁻³ Newton, that is 42.88 kilonewton. So by considering this shear force, we need to check for shear. Okay. So as per clause 40.1 of IS 456-2000, here you can see the clause 40.1 gives the value of tau V as VU upon BD, whereas VU is the shear force due to the design load, as we calculated here 42.88. So by considering these value, we need to calculate the value of tau V. So here 42.88 into 10⁻³ into B, that is unit width of stairs, into the D, that is effective depth, that is 244 mm. Hence we got the value of tau V as 0.19143 Newton per mm square. Whereas as per clause 40.4 and table number 19, we need to find the value of tau C, that is design shear strength of the concrete. So this value we need to find with respect percentage PT and grade of concrete. So here the percentage PT as we calculated in our previous step as 0.2585 and the grade of concrete as we use as M25. So here you can see in the table number 19 of IS 456-2000, the value of tau c, that is design shear strength, is with respect to the percentage PT and the grade of concrete. So here the percentage PT is 0.2585, which is more than 0.25. So here we require these value also and these value also. And with respect to the 0.25, the value of tau c for the 0.25 is 0.36 and for 0.50 is 0.49. So with respect to these four values, we need to do the linear interpolation. So take down this value in the report. So here I have note down this value here in the report. So by the linear interpolation, for the value of 0.2585, we got the value of tau c as 0.38002 Newton per mm square, which is more than the value of tau v. So here you can see the value of tau c is more than tau v. That means the design shear strength of the concrete is more than the nominal shear stress in the section. So it means we don't require the shear reinforcement. That is, the check for shear is okay. So now we need to check for the deflection. So check for deflection we need to do as per the figure 4 of IS 456-2000. So prior to that, we need to find the value of L by D, span to the depth ratio. So here the effective span is 4.74. Hence the L by D ratio is 18.96, whereas percentage PT is 0.2585 as we calculated in our earlier steps. So as per clause 23.2.1 of IS 456-2000, which is for the continuous slabs, in the case of one-way slab, we need to consider the clause 23. Whereas in case of the two-way slab, we need to follow the clause 24 of IS 456-2000. Hence, the staircase slab is the one-way slab. Hence, we need to follow the codal provisions as per clause 23. So here, as per clause 23.2.1, L by D ratio for the continuous slab is 26. Here you can see clause 23.2 for the L by D ratio for the continuous slab is 26. Okay. So here the L by D ratio is 26. So from the figure 4 of IS 456-2000, here you can see the figure 4, that is modification factor for the tension reinforcement. So here the percentage PT in our case is 0.2585. That is 0.2 is here and 0.25 which may be here. Okay. So with respect to that, we need to choose the curve, that is Fs. So here for the Fs, we have the formula is 0.58 into Fy into area of steel required upon area of steel provided. So here you can see we need to find the value of Fs. So here the value of area of steel required is 585 mm square for the main steel, and the area of steel provided for the main steel is 646.27 mm square. So by inputting the value of area of steel required, area of steel provided and Fy in the formula, we got the value of Fs as 217.88 Newton per mm square. So by considering the value of 217.88, here we need to consider these value which is in between these, which is of Fs of curve 190 and Fs of curve 250. So 217 is in between this, that is in between this. Here you can see. So here it is for the value of 0.2585 which is here. Okay. So with respect to this curve which is intersect somewhat here. So if we go in the left side, we got the value as 1.85 because here it is a 1.6, here it is a 1.8 and here it is 2. So here it is somewhat intersect. So here we consider the value of modification factor as on these axes as 1.85. So here as per figure 4 of IS 456-2000, as per our case, we got the modification factor value as 1.85. So now we need to calculate the allowable L by D. So allowable L by D is equal to modification factor into the L by D ratio. So here L by D ratio is 26 into the modification factor is 1.85. So here we got the allowable L by D value as 48.1, which is more than the actual L by D ratio. Hence our slab is okay from the deflection point of view. Hence the check for deflection is okay. So now we need to check our staircase for the development length. So for the development length, we need to follow the codal provisions as per clause 26.2.3.3 of IS 456-2000. That is, M1 upon V plus L0 should be more than the development length. So first of all, we will calculate the development length. So development length we need to calculate as per the clause 26.2.1. So here you can see in the clause 26.2.1, we have the formula to calculate the development length. That is LD is equal to 5 into sigma s upon 4 into tau BD. Whereas sigma s is the stresses in the bar, that is 1 upon the partial safety factor for the steel into the Fy value. Whereas phi is the nominal diameter of the bar and the tau BD, that is design bond stress, which is given in the 26.2.1.1. So here you can see we need to calculate the value of tau BD, that is design bond stress. So here it is with respect to the grade of concrete. So M25 grade of concrete, we need to consider the tau BD value as 1.4. But here you can see we have the note is for the deformed bars, that is HYST bars, we need to consider the value increased by the 60%. Hence 1.4 into 1.6 is the value of tau BD. So by inputting the values, we got the value of LD as, here you can see, 12 into 0.87 into 415 upon 4 into 1.6 into 1.4. So the value of LD is 483.5491 mm. So by rounding up on the higher side, we got the value as 485 mm. So we need to check these equation, that is M1 upon V plus L0 should be more than LT. So for that, here we need to calculate a value of M1, V and L0. V is the shear force that we have already calculated. Now we need to only calculate the value of M1 and L0. So first of all, let's calculate the value of M1. So M1 is the 0.87 Fy AST1 D minus 0.42 XU. We need to consider the value of area of steel 1 as the area of steel provided divided by 2. Whereas here the area of steel provided as 646.27 divided by 2, that is main steel divided by 2. Hence we got area of steel 1 as 323.135 mm square. Whereas value of XU we calculated as per Annex G as 0.87 Fy AST1 upon 0.36 FCK B. So by inputting the value of Fy, AST1, FCK and B in these formula, we got the value of XU as 12.963 mm. So here we got the value of XU and AST1. So by inputting the value in the formula of M1, we got the value of M1 as 25.498 kilonewton meter. So now we need to calculate the value of L0. So value of L0 is support width divided by 2 minus side cover plus 3.5. Okay, so here it is the value of L0 is comes around to 130 mm. Whereas as per the codal provisions of Indian standard, L0 should not be less than, here you can see, the effective depth or 12 into 5. So here effective depth is 224 mm, 12 into 5 is 12 into 12, that is 144 mm. So we need to consider the higher value, that is here it is 224 mm. So L0 is 224 mm, VU is 42.88 kilonewton and M1 is 25.498 kilonewton meter. Okay, so by considering these three values, we need to input the values in the equation. Whereas the codal provisions of Indian standard states that the value of M1 upon V in the above expression may be increased by the 30% when the ends of the reinforcements are confined by the compression reactions. So here it is, the reinforcements will be at the column, hence we need to consider the 30% extra as the M1 upon V value. Hence 1.3 into M1 upon V plus L0, we got the equation. So here the value of 1.3 upon M1 upon V plus L0 is 818.531 mm. So by considering this value and the development value as 485 mm, by comparing we got 485 mm, that is required development length, is less than the permissible development length as we calculated by the equation is 818.531 mm, that is required development length is less than permissible development length. Hence the check for the development length for our staircase is okay. So here it is, these three checks we need to perform for this staircase design. So here we need to provide the reinforcements for the design as 12 torr at 175 mm as a main steel and the distribution bar as 12 torr at 300 mm center of Fe415. Whereas material should be used as M25 grade of concrete and steel of Fe415. And the development length we need to provide as 485 mm. So here it is, the detailing for the staircase is that we need to provide the main steel along the shorter direction and the distribution steel along the longer direction. Okay, so here you can see we need to provide development length here. Okay, so the design detailing of the staircase will be seen in the next section. So this is the complete design of the staircase.